Hello, and welcome to another week at the bungalow. It's finally time for the roof to come off. Bricklayer's done a grand job of getting us up to plate level. But now it's time to bite the bullet, take the roof off. A couple of reasons. Need to start getting the timber work in for the floor, so we've got a working platform for things like the gable end to be rebuilt. We also need to make the space so we can get the pad stows in for the steels, which are going to come in to support the second floor, and also the bifolding doors at the back, etc. So a bit of a laborious job getting the tiles off whichever way we can. We're being relatively careful. We want to obviously reuse them. We don't really want to change too much as far as the curb look of the bungalow. I mean, obviously it's going to be a bit wider, but really it doesn't want to look too brand new, and if we can reuse the tiles, then that obviously keeps it looking like it's always been there. Most of the roof timbers have been eaten by woodworm. They obviously weren't pressure treated or treated in any way before they were used, which is pretty standard. So they've been eaten. Some worse than others. So the battens don't look too bad. I mean, as we're taking it off, it looks pretty good underneath. Some of the tiles have been nailed in quite happily. Any tiles that are damaged or broken, so any of the ridge tiles, or pretty much all of the ridge tiles, all of the tile and a halves at the side have all going and getting skipped. And we'll obviously have to find a new supplier for all those, but you can see we're taking off the cloakers from underneath, and they're all good. Another day and we're round at the back. Nevertheless, same process, and we're getting the tiles off whichever way we can, sliding down the roof. Sometimes they get thrown. Sometimes we use the board and slide them down that. And as you can see on the right hand or middle bottom of the screen there, we're saving all the ones we can with regards to the small tiles or the odd tiles. But all the tile and the halves are ending up in the skip. All in all, a bit of a laborious process though, unfortunately, but you know, part and parcel on one of those things. All got to be done. Back around the front again. Bit of a sunnier day this time. Makes a nice change. Bit of a light frost, but so we were struggling with the scaffolding because the ground's so wet and so boggy. So we sort of stuck with what we had for a bit. I mean, it's not too bad. It meant we could get the roof off, which is what mattered, and then before we take the rest of the roof off, we'll get a bit more. Bit easier when it's this fast. But we stack them all up and we keep them to one side. Some of them end up on the floor or down the bottom, and a load we leave up on the scaffolding. Trying to save our backs when we've got to bring it all back up again. Still a bit in debate about what we're doing about the lead work, but I expect it'll get taken out and replaced. It's been prized up out of the way and left hanging out the brick joints, but we'll see. Good thing about it being a bungalow, it's not quite so high, so you don't mind working with not as much scaffolding as you might need. Well, that's it. A few days' work. All the tiles are down. Managed to save all the gullies, I think. I think there was a couple of broken ones, but pretty much all the gullies. And like I said before, we've just got to source tile and a halves and ridges so that we can replace and get it looking like it was before. And round the back, same situation. All nice and clear and tidy and ready. We'd left it on as long as we could because it keeps it at least dry inside for up until, but we had to bite the bullet and take off the battens. We're not having any temporary roof put over the top, so we'll just be exposing the site to the weather. Battens are coming off and they're getting burnt. Far too many nails, far too much woodworm, and they're pretty much no use for anything else. Windows will be coming out, so the Veluxes or the old Veluxes will be coming out. The one at the front to get replaced with something virtually identical. One at the back obviously won't need, because that's where the big dormer will be with the two new rooms in the roof. Block work getting stripped out, so this is the wall above. This used to be the end wall, end gable. Wall above's getting stripped out. We'll be leaving the bottom half. That'll be make the new internal wall between bedrooms 3 and 4. This you can see in the bottom middle will be the bathroom, and so that wall all the way down to the ground will get removed where that window is. But as Claire said, pretty much the blocks are turned to biscuit. They just break up rather than coming out nice and clean. More masonry out of our poor house being carted away. But it'll get replaced. Then it's time for the rafters to come out. These may get reused in as much as turned into veg boxes or something like that, but as far as this project's concerned, they're gone. All got woodworm in them. Might be useful for templates, for putting the new ones back in, but really, they're just getting carted out and stacked up. All nailed together, so there's no screws. So it's pry bar and club hammer. And to make life a bit easier, we take this piece out in one go. So we cut through the purlins, cut through the ridge beam, and then use the ropes to pull it down. Or maybe not. Take two. Bit of a stubborn one. And then when it's down flat, makes life easier just to pull apart, so we're not working on the edge of the roof, etc. So at this point the idea is to leave that other half of the roof up. We've got some more walls to come down and bricklaying to do, and then we'll start on the other half of the roof. Just making sure we're happy with what we've been doing. And that's it for another week. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.